Thanks for staying with us. It's time to go to the press and lift from off the press what the headlines are this morning. And to discuss these headlines with us this morning is Mr. Tunde Kolawole. Mr. Kolawole is a legal practitioner here in Lagos. Good morning and welcome to the program, Mr. Kolawole.
Good morning, my brother. I hope you had a lovely night.
Yes, I did. We survived the night, and every day we thank God for it. We hope you had a wonderful night too.
Thank God for your life.
Okay, we're starting with the Punch newspaper with a story that is on all the newspapers. Let me take what the headlines on the other newspapers are before we come back to the Punch newspaper. And we have on the Tribune, Senate invites NSA, NIA, DSS chiefs. That is alleged funding of Boko Haram by U.S. aid. That is what is there. Senate summons NSA, DSS, NIA over U.S. aid terrorism funding allegation. That is on Daily Trust newspaper and all. So the Guardian also carries that story. But we are concentrating on the Punch. U.S. aid Boko Haram controversy. Nigerian army may miss $603 million fund. Senate summons service chiefs. Borno asks federal government to lead probe. U.S. aid's 2025 budget targets defense, health, and others. Now, the Senate has summoned the intelligence chiefs to come and explain this allegation by U.S. itself. The United States itself is alleging that one of their agencies, U.S. aid, is sponsoring terrorism around the world, including sponsoring Boko Haram here in Nigeria. And what worries me is that this headline in the Punch, which is saying $603 million fund may be lost by Nigerians. And now it seems as if it is something that we are trying to see whether we should make a choice or not make a choice. It's like we are a country that is within or between the devil and the deep blue sea. Do we say U.S. aid should vacate Nigeria because they are sponsoring Boko Haram that has been killing our people, or should we let them stay so that we don't miss the money that is coming? Is that greed? Is that security enough? Is that a decision that we have to make? But let's hear you talk about this invitation of the intelligence chiefs and the fact that they are now telling us what they will miss in case they ask U.S. aid to go. Because the Senate President said U.S. aid doesn't have any business in Nigeria anymore if they are responsible for this. But now this report is coming up as if we are going to lose so much money, we should just let them stay and all that. I'd like your comment.
Thank you. Now, what we are seeing with regards to this USAID thing and the funding of Boko Haram is really very, very unfortunate. But let us remind ourselves that this allegation that certain foreign bodies, certain foreign institutions, certain different countries have been funding Boko Haram is not really new. It has always, the accusation of the allegations have always been there. It is just that nobody has been able to say specifically that you say has also been part and parcel of this funding. And also remember that this allegation is coming straight from the United States of America itself, from America, who are the owners of USAID, so to say, the biggest contributors to the activities of USAID. So if it is coming from the office mouth, what we want to say or believe that it may be true. But if we also remember that we have a man who is president now, whose mantra does not really rest on truth, and who most of his lieutenants, most of the appointments that he has made are geared towards recycling or regurgitating some of the propaganda, some of the skits and some of the unfounded allegations that he has been flying, then you want to be careful. I, for one, want to say for both the Nigerian National Assembly, the executive arm of government, to please be careful with whatever they hear from the regime in U.S. today. Interestingly, the president of Ukraine said something yesterday, and that the president of U.S. that we have in there is a propagandist, a man who thrives in propaganda, that in fact is living within the cocoon of propaganda and skit making and all that. As regards to your question, whether we should throw away the baby with the bathwater, I would think that it is rather too early for now, in the sense that until we investigate and get to the root of these things, we should not be too hasty in dismissing, you said, from America. And if we want to throw them out, America is already dismantling most of these agencies and international bodies, for which is a large contributor. Sooner than later, America will dismantle, you said, except the rest of the world decides to put in an alternative in there. That agency organization may be going as it were, so to say. Furthermore, you and I will say or know that you said it's not just about funding a war or whatever. They are active in the area of health, in education, and so many other things that are beneficial to the ordinary man all over the world. But since this is coming out now, it shouldn't be a reason to just jump into conclusion and then throw away the baby with the bathwater. Remember also that there are all sorts of allegations that some of these international agencies, including the well-known World Health Organization, have been funding Hamas and have been funding Hezbollah in Lebanon and then in Palestine. So we want us to exercise some patience as the situation is still unfolding.
Oh, well. While we are exercising some caution and all that, if what is true, or if what has been said is true, that means we'll be prolonging this act, because if U.S. aid has been coming to Nigeria and we have not known that their presence also is enabling terrorism, and we still keep allowing them, the same way we did not find out when they were here will be the same way they will continue this financing of terrorism until we are able to prove it otherwise. So that is the problem to me. We are taking it with caution, and then we are allowing them to still come inside here. Would you not think that it should be a situation where we say, okay, since these allegations are flying around, let's suspend these activities of USAID in Nigeria until we find out the truth about what is happening? Don't you think that is the route that we should take?
No, I don't think so, honestly speaking. It is the ordinary man that will suffer for this high-wired politics that the politicians across the divide are playing. Let me say this. You know it is not impossible that the U.S. will not even be aware that it is funding these Boko Haram people, if this is true. That kind of organization will have found a way to infiltrate these agencies one way or the other, like they always do. Remember, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan once said that there are Boko Haram sitting at the Federal Executive Council when he was president. At a time too, they infiltrated the Nigerian army. At a time too, some of their members are in so many of these different agencies and all that. This is a clandestine activity, which one way or the other may not be sponsored by the donor agencies themselves, by the country behind them, you said. But the people being accused or the Boko Haram are trying to be benefiting from them. We have found a way to really infiltrate these agencies, knowing that such agencies does not discriminate when you provide humanitarian services to the poor people, to the hungry, to the homeless. If they need to give people mercy, you say that some of these other agencies, doctors without border, will not want to care whether you are Boko Haram or you are a Kanuri man, you are a Forono man. What they are interested in, people are in need and people are dying. You must take that life first before you begin to ask questions. If you say, let us say where you say, what about the Nigerian sponsors? What about other people sponsoring them from different parts of the world? At a time, we have had insinuation and accusation that politicians are also sponsoring Boko Haram. So, I want to exercise caution. I am not trying to exonerate Israel. I'm also not trying to exonerate America. At the time, America was funding the Taliban in Afghanistan. At the time, it was the Americans that established or were next that established ISIS, which later became a thorn in their flesh. So these clandestine activities go on depending on the geopolitical interest of some of these countries. But let us exercise restraint for now.
That's all right for now. Okay, let's go to political matters. The same story is on so many other newspapers. On Punch, it is Lagos Assembly, Obasa denies stockpiling arms, Miranda refutes resignation claim. When we go to another newspaper, The Guardian newspaper. Let's take The Guardian newspaper. Lagos Assembly denies mass defection rumors. It's the same story. It has the same root as what I said earlier from the Punch. So let's be there on The Guardian newspaper. Now, there's been this problem in the Lagos Assembly. Some rumors were that Miranda is resigning, or she's going to resign. Some are saying that Obasa wants to fight dirty, in fact, including physical fight with arms and is stockpiling arms. He's denying that and all that. Some say there's going to be a lot of defection to other parties if this problem continues and all. But so far, what do you think about the problems in the Lagos State Assembly?
Honestly speaking, it is very, very unfortunate. The Lagos Assembly is an assembly that I personally admire. It is the most proactive assembly, state house of assembly in Nigeria, since they returned to this civil rule. And one way or the other, they have been very, very responsive to the yearnings of the people in terms of making laws and responding to emergencies, and the robust support that they have always given the executive arm of government in Lagos State. So it's not an assembly that one will want to see disintegrate and begin to behave like some of these other federal assemblies that we see all over the place. There are so many cerebral people in that assembly. But with that as it may, it could be said that this implosion that is gradually coming to the Lagos Assembly and that might, if care is not taken, engulf the politics in Lagos State could be fulfilled. There has been a tight hold on not just the Lagos Assembly, but also the executive arm of government and the Lagos politics in general. So that it is getting to a stage in which people are saying, we cannot breathe. We want to breathe. We want our lives back. We want some measure of independence to be able to run our activities and what have you. In addition to that, the 2027 elections are in the office. They are on the way. And all sorts of diverse interests are interested in who becomes governor, who becomes deputy governor, who goes to the National Assembly, who contests the different houses, the House of Assembly in Lagos State. And you know what? The belief of the politicians is that if they don't have grip on certain places, like the local government, like the House of Assembly, like the market, like some of these unions and all that, it will be difficult for them to win election in 2027. So some of these forceful alignments and realignments may be geared towards taking over control and dominating the politics of Lagos State. The question you would ask is, in what way will this be beneficial to the ordinary Lagosians who want peace, who want security, who want to be able to live their life without having to go to the garbage can to forage for food? It would appear to me that the politicians are bothered about all these things. So what they simply do is send the propaganda, say somebody has resigned, somebody has supplied arms, and no manner of propaganda in the press on a daily basis. Let us appeal to these people. So please let us have our peace. If they will not put food on our table, if they will not be able to guarantee security, if they will not allow the children to go to school without looking over their shoulders and figure out whether somebody is coming to harm them or not. Policy 2027 is too far away. So if we begin to play the policy of 2027 now, in 2025, how would they be able to deliver a dividend of democracy? How would we be able to guarantee a peaceful election come 2027? So my take is that most of the things that we are seeing in the Lagos Assembly today may be a prelude to what is going to happen in 2027. It's not about the ordinary people in Lagos State at all. Our people should not be taken away. People shouldn't fall into the trap of propaganda that is being spilled on a daily basis. That somebody has resigned, somebody wears pocket full of tears, and somebody has supplied arms somewhere in the assembly. Where was the security looking? That axis of the state secretariat, is one of the most highly policed cases in Lagos State. With all sorts of security devices everywhere. You hardly can take a gun inside that place without some security gadgets. People are laughing the security agents and the authority as regards movement of arms and ammunition.
Okay. Still talking about political crisis in the states. Another state which is facing a very big one is Osun State. In the Tribune newspaper, Nigerian Tribune, Osun Assembly condemns takeover of local government secretariats by APC. That story is on all the newspapers. Don't let Osun descend into chaos. Speaker Olaje Besi tells Tinubu APC. That is on the Guardian, and all of that newspapers are carrying them. But Osun State, let's remain on the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Osun State is facing so much crisis that it has led to the loss of so many lives at this moment, where the APC sacked local government chairmen are trying to take over the secretariats right now. They were sacked since 2022, I think, and now they have allegedly secured a court judgment that says that they are still authentic chairmen. So I'd like you to comment on the crisis in Osun State.
Honestly speaking, what is happening in Osun State is frightening. It is unbelievable. It is incredible. One will not believe that in the 21st century, people will openly, in broad daylight, carry deadly weapons and begin to kill one another. It is even more unfortunate when you look at the demography of Osun State. You will find out most of these people, whether they be PDP, APC, Labour, and what have you, are the same set of people, the same tribe, the same kinsmen, the same brothers and sisters. All of them are in one way or the other related to one another because of the contiguity of that state. So no matter what politics, no matter what political party one may belong to, one will not expect them to begin to behave in this kind of very lawless manner. This is anarchy, self-help. So if ordinary persons are told never to engage in self-help, in settling disputes. Why would those who make laws, those who enforce laws, now begin to use self-help to enforce or to impose themselves on the people, or to take over power, or to drive away certain parties from local government and what have you? The truth is, like I said earlier on, the belief of the politician is that if you are not in control of the local government, you are not in control of the market, you are not in control of the motor parks, and then you are not in control of certain student movement and all that, you can't win election. It's not about your manifesto, not about the interest of the people. That is why we are seeing this deadly confrontation in Osun State. I would say, I would have preferred that the APC people wait until this case run up to the Supreme Court, and when the Supreme Court has given its verdict, then whatever measures they want to take outside self-help to enforce the judgment, then they can take it. After all, the people in Rivers State have been on their own case for some time now. And just recently, Supreme Court has delivered a ruling saying that the Rivers Assembly and the Speaker and what have been there, the way and manner they were removed was not proper. So those are the kind of things we have wanted to see in Osun State too. Because that case is still at the Court of Appeal level, and the people have lost the case and go as far as the Supreme Court. So why don't we let that judgment run up to the Supreme Court, and then thereafter we find a way to enforce the judgment. We must remember, even if elections are conducted at the local government level in Osun State this coming Saturday, and the case will go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says that the APC people have lawfully removed whatever elections have been conducted in Osun State to the local government council and all that, become null and void. So it is not, in my humble opinion, an election that we should be engaging in self-help. It is not the local government councils shouldn't be a place in which we begin to kill one another because we want to enforce the judgment. The law seriously frowns at self-help, no matter who is involved, and all that.
Let's just take a final one, and very briefly. Federal government to bar, it's on Daily Trust and every other newspaper anyway, but on Daily Trust it says federal government to bar 60,000 liter fuel tankers from the road, March 1. The riders are policy will cost truck owners 300 billion naira, that's according to NATO, and 172 oil truck accidents, 1,896 deaths reported since 2009. So because of these accidents, the federal government wants to bar 60,000 liter fuel tankers from the roads from March 1. Your take, please, briefly.
Some development. Ordinarily, fuel tankers, whether they 30,000 liters, 60,000 liters, or even 5,000 liters, shouldn't be traversing our road, other than to deliver fuel from the depot to the petrol station. It is an aberration. Fuel is a highly inflammable product that we should just not be carrying around in such a flippant manner. Also remember, the roads are not built to be carrying the dead weight that they are now carrying. If you remember, when the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road was first constructed, there were gadgets which they call way bridge that was installed on that road, so that if a vehicle is carrying a weight that is beyond what that road can take, and allowing a ring somewhere, another kind of vehicle will be turned back, or has to go and destroy some of its load before it can use that road. Somehow, these weight bridges that are installed at both ends of that road vanish, and we have never bothered to replicate or to replace them. Okay. I am sure there might be something like that in some other roads in Nigeria. So it is a welcome development But the truth is, shall we be able to enforce that law? The answer is no. I doubt whether we have the political will to enforce that law for finding vehicles that are 60,000 liters, that are carrying 60,000 liters of fuel on any of the Nigerian roads. Also, why it may be difficult, what is the alternative to using the road, the railway? People have started may carry fuel from one part of the country to the other. But it has not been in the kind of case that we will require it to do. The services have been epileptic. Just 2 days ago, we saw a railway breakdown, I think in the southeast or somewhere, and then that the churches have to be entertaining the commuters in that state. After several hours, they have been abandoned so that the people will not be too gone. Also remember, in the past, there were pipelines that were laid from the port to the different ports, the depots, all over the country. And also, from different parts of the country to the other. Lo and behold, our people went and vandalized
let's wrap
all
up
those pipelines.
Let's wrap up.
With you to fill fuel coming from the port or going to the depot or coming from the depot and going to the different parts of the country. So, why have we not been able to secure the pipeline that should be carrying this fuel from one part of the country to the other?
It really is worrisome.
More effective.
Yeah.
I am sure it will be difficult to enforce this law.
Yeah, I believe that too. Let's secure our pipelines and let's make the railway to work so that we don't need these tankers on our roads and all that. But our government always likes to just ban, no alternative, ban. They think there's something wrong here. They've seen one chance carrying keke, ban keke. You see one chance carrying korokwe, ban korokwe. Everything is ban. No solutions to that. But this is where we have to wrap up. Thank you very much, Mr. Kolawole, for coming on the show this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You have a lovely day.
You too. Have a lovely day. We'll be talking to Mr. Tunde Kolawole, a legal practitioner here in Lagos, and we're looking at the headlines. Let's take a break, and when we return, we'll be talking on our first hot topic, and this will be on the fact that the service chiefs have been summoned by the National Assembly to come and explain the allegation against U.S. aid in Nigeria funding Boko Haram. Stay with us.